The tiny country of Armenia has become a new hotspot for refugees fleeing the effects of the war in Ukraine. But these refugees aren't Ukrainian. They're arriving from Russia. CBN contributor Chuck Holton talked to some of them to find out why.
It's springtime in Armenia, and the cherry blossoms have arrived around the capital city, Yerevan. And that's not all that's breaking out here. More than 120,000 Russians have come here since the war began in Ukraine, with more arriving each day. This sudden influx, however, is causing challenges for Armenians as well.
Well, my fiancé and I have been looking for an apartment, and the prices have gone up more than twice, and it's almost impossible to find an apartment in Yerevan. Everywhere the prices have gone up dramatically.
This former Soviet satellite state is one of the few places left where Russians can travel, and up to 40 flights arrive here from Russia every day. Many of the passengers don't plan on going home anytime soon. There are Russians all over here in downtown Yerevan, and I've been talking to many of them. It seems like most of them are young professionals, IT people, things like that, people who do their work online, and that's something that you really can't do right now in Russia because of the sanctions. Also, everybody that I've spoken to has been vehemently against this war, but there's a catch. They don't want to go on camera and talk about it. That says a lot about how much they fear their own government, because most of them still have families back in Russia. Eventually, we found these two young Russians willing to speak out on camera. Can you tell me why you left Russia?
Yeah, because of the war and the Putin dictatorship. So we decided to move, like my friends moved to Armenia and I moved to Georgia. And we'll probably won't come back until the government overthrown, but I won't be putting my money on it. But hopefully, someday, maybe. How
do you feel about the war in Ukraine? I'll ask you.
That's awful because this is illegal war and now Putin make a lot of war crimes in Ukraine. So I'm not agree with the politics of my country, and it's kind of strange feeling when your country goes to war, but you want that your country lose it.
Even if the war ends and Russia loses, I don't see myself living comfortably in a country where the country leader is almost like a Hitler, and the absolutely militaristic state of the government right now is awful.
So far, Armenia has avoided taking a political stand on the war, even though most are horrified at the images coming out of Ukraine.
I think because Ukraine's government supported Azerbaijan during the war in Artsakh, Armenians feel hurt, and they did not really want to support Ukraine. But after seeing what was happening in Ukraine, of course we felt bad for the people. And we are trying to be supportive, and we're trying to be open not only to Russians in Armenia, but also to Ukrainians.
Armenians are great with Russians. They totally understand the situation because there was a war in Armenia some time ago. So they are super friendly, and I like this country very much.
Thousands of Ukrainian refugees have landed here as well, which makes for an interesting dynamic in the coffee shops around Yerevan, where refugees from both sides rub shoulders. Still, this Armenian pastor says there's a bright side to this crisis.
They are in a desperate situation. Some of them are depressed, and they don't have hope to go back to Russia. So they are looking forward to stay here for a long time. So this is a very good opportunity for us.
From Yerevan, Armenia, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.